Hello, today we'll be going through practice questions 31 to 40 for the Cisco CCNP exam. Let's begin. An engineer must configure HSRP Group 300 on a Cisco iOS router. When the router is functional, it must be the active HSRP router. The peer router has been configured using the default priority value. Which command set is required? The correct answer is A. To ensure that this router becomes the active HSRP router, you must assign it a higher priority than the default. Setting the priority to 110 achieves this. The preempt command allows the router to take over as active if it recovers from failure. Also, standby version 2 is required to support group numbers above 255, such as group 300. Why the other options are incorrect? B. This is missing standby version 2. Group 300 is invalid in version 1. C. Priority 90 is lower than default, so this router won't be active. D. Again, priority is too low and version 2 is missing, making group 300 invalid. Therefore, the correct answer is A. What is the function of a fabric border node in a Cisco SD access environment? The correct answer is B. In a Cisco SD access environment, the fabric border node acts as the gateway between the SD access fabric and external networks. It enables communication between endpoints inside the fabric and those outside of it. Why the other options are incorrect? A. This is more related to telemetry or flow monitoring, not the core function of a border node. C. This is the role of the fabric edge node, which connects wired and wireless clients. D. This describes the function of the fabric control plane node, which uses Lisp to map endpoint identifiers to locations. Therefore, the correct answer is B. In a wireless Cisco SD access deployment, which roaming method is used when a user moves from one AP to another on a different access switch using a single WLC? The correct answer is B. In a wireless Cisco SD access deployment, when a user roams from one AP to another on a different access switch but remains under the same WLC, the inner XTR roaming method is used. This maintains consistent policy and identity for the client across different fabric edge nodes by leveraging Lisp mappings and tunneling. Why the other options are incorrect? A. This is a general term and not specific to SD access roaming mechanisms. Inter-XTR is the precise method used in this scenario. C. This is used in traditional wireless designs, especially for guest traffic, not in SD access roaming. D. Fast roam. Fast roaming refers to client-side optimizations at the wireless layer and does not account for fabric-based mobility across switches in SD access. Therefore, the correct answer is B. What is the recommended MTU size for a Cisco SD access fabric? The correct answer is C. The recommended MTU size for a Cisco SD access fabric is 9100 bytes. This accommodates the overhead added by VXLAN encapsulation, which is used for tunneling traffic within the SD access fabric. A larger MTU ensures that encapsulated packets don't get fragmented, improving performance and reliability. Why the other options are incorrect? A. This is too small. This was a common jumbo frame size for legacy FDDI networks, not suitable for VXLAN. B. This is an extremely large MTU, typically used in specialized environments like InfiniBand, not applicable for SD access. D. This is the default Ethernet MTU, but is too small for VXLAN encapsulated packets, which can exceed 1500 bytes and would be fragmented. Therefore, the correct answer is C. What is the function of the fabric control plane node in a Cisco SD access deployment? The correct answer is C. In a Cisco SD access deployment, the fabric control plane node uses Lisp to maintain a mapping database of endpoint identifiers to their fabric locations. This allows the fabric to dynamically route and locate users and devices across the network. Why the other options are incorrect? A. Policy and segmentation are primarily handled by Cisco ISE and enforced by edge nodes, not the control plane node. B. Edge nodes handle encapsulation and enforcement. The control plane node does not forward user traffic. D. This is the role of the fabric border node, which connects the SD access fabric to external or non-fabric networks. Therefore, the correct answer is C. What is the data policy in a Cisco SD-WAN deployment? The correct answer is B. In a Cisco SD-WAN deployment, a data policy is used to define how traffic is forwarded or manipulated within the overlay network. These policies operate on IP packet headers, application types, or VPNs, allowing for traffic control actions like permit, deny, redirect, or modify. Why the other options are incorrect? A. This describes device configuration policies, not data policies. C. This refers to control plane functions or mapping databases, not data policies. D. This relates to BFD or TLOC liveliness tests, not data policies. Therefore, the correct answer is B. In Cisco SD-WAN, which protocol is used to measure link quality? The correct answer is D. In Cisco SD-WAN, BFD is the protocol used to measure link quality. BFD continuously monitors characteristics such as latency, jitter, and packet loss on the data plane, enabling the SD-WAN fabric to make real-time decisions about the best path for forwarding traffic. Why the other options are incorrect? A. IPsec is used for encryption and secure tunnels, not for link quality measurement. B. OMP is the control plane protocol for distributing routes and policies, not for measuring link performance. C. RSVP is used for reserving bandwidth in traditional QoS environments, not used in Cisco SD-WAN for link monitoring. Therefore, the correct answer is D. What is used to perform QoS packet classification? The correct answer is C. The type of service field in the Layer 3 header is used for QoS packet classification. This field includes DSCP values, which determine how packets are prioritized and handled across the network. Why the other options are incorrect? A. This typically indicates the ether type, not used for QoS classification. B. This is rarely used and not relevant to QoS. D. This is used for fragmentation control, not QoS classification. Therefore, the correct answer is C. How do cloud deployments differ from on-premises deployments? The correct answer is C. Cloud deployments typically operate on a pay-as-you-go model, eliminating the need for large capital expenditures on hardware and infrastructure. This makes upfront costs significantly lower compared to on-premises deployments, which require investment in servers, storage, and networking gear. Why the other options are incorrect? A. This is false. Cloud deployments are usually faster to implement because infrastructure is provisioned instantly. B. On-premises solutions often offer greater customization due to full control over hardware and software. D. This depends on the provider, but cloud services are frequently updated by the provider, not necessarily less often. Therefore, the correct answer is C. Which controller is capable of acting as a stun server during the onboarding process of edge devices? The correct answer is A. The vBond orchestrator is responsible for facilitating the onboarding of edge devices in Cisco SD-WAN. It acts as a stun server, helping edge devices discover their public IP addresses and enabling secure connections to vSmart and vManage controllers, even behind NAT. Why the other options are incorrect? B. vSmart handles control plane policies and route distribution, not device onboarding or NAT traversal. C. vManage is the management plane, used for configuration and monitoring, but it doesn't perform stun functions. D. PNP helps with initial device provisioning, but it does not act as a stun server or handle SD-WAN onboarding logic like vBond does. Therefore, the correct answer is A. We have come to the end of today's video. If you liked the video, please make sure to like and subscribe. Goodbye.